Should I do my own taxes as a full-time real estate investor?
Once you're full-time, I would say no. I'd say you're spending more. There's a time value to your money, and if you're spending, 50 hours a year keeping up books, how many deals are you letting slide by?
Hey guys, we're back with Natalie Kolodji from colotax.com. She can also be found on Bigger Pockets, and of course me, Nasar, the Real Estate Doru. I'm not your guru, I'm your Doru, because I actually do this business. So I was talking to Natalie about a situation that happens often with people, and even some of the social circles I'm in, I tell them how much I pay for my bookkeeper, and not only how much I pay for my bookkeeper, how much I pay for my tax strategist. And they say, well, no, you can save a bunch of money. Just do your own stuff. Do your own taxes and do your own books. So in my mind, I'm thinking, how much business is this person doing where they have time to pick up two other jobs, which is a bookkeeper, which is a separate job, and do their taxes? I've had this conversation over the years with many of people that do their own stuff. And one friend told me, no, if you go to something like a popular tax software, they'll say, they'll let you know if you're high risk for audit. Or not, and things like that. And some people say, well, no, my wife does my books, or my girlfriend does my books, or my partner does my books, and then we just get an online software and we do our taxes. But since I have a professional here, a tax strategist, I want to ask you, should I do my own taxes as a full-time real estate investor?
Once you're full-time, I would say no. I'd say you're spending more. There's a time value to your money, and if you're spending 50 hours a year keeping up books, how many deals are you letting slide by? How many mistakes are you making that are going to cost you later on?
Correct. Now, all right, end of the year comes. It's time for us to do taxes. Taxes are typically due every year, April 15th. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. I give you my books.
Yep.
I give you my books, and my spouse, girlfriend, my buddy across the street, my roommate, etc., they did my books. Of course, they made some mistakes because they don't know... they didn't know how to classify things, whatever the case may be. I give you those books. You look at those books, and those books are messed up. Now, at that point, do you fix it? Do you tell them, oh, no, you have to go over here and fix it? Or do you just say, hey, I need to see all your HUD statements because I need to see what's going on here? How does that work when someone gives you their books?
So it works differently depending on your accounting firm. Me personally, I don't accept a big pile of junk. A lot of accounting firms will, right? There will be people who come in with piles of receipts, right? They'll just bring in their stack papers like, oh, I don't do my taxes. They bring you just a shoebox. You're now paying someone who went to college, got a degree. They're charging you $300 an hour to sort through your mail and fix that. Some accounting firms have a bookkeeper who will do it for less, but if you're going to your CPA with that, there's a good chance half the cost of your tax bill is them cleaning up your messiness.
Okay. Now, can you do their taxes in the event that person made a mistake on their books, on their profit and loss statements? Mm-hmm. When I say bookkeeping, guys, can you do their taxes from that? Or is there like you have to tell them, hey, this has to be fixed?
There's a level to it. If it's something where I can see it's kind of a quick fix, I like, oh, they double posted, like something easy, I'll go ahead and fix it, do the taxes. If I open it up and it was clear that they had no idea how to book the sale of properties, how to, like they set up a double close like a rental, they did something crazy, I'm going to give it back to you. Or like I said, you're going to be paying tax firm prices for bookkeeper work, and they're kind of different levels, they're different costs, and it's going to cost you extra.
Okay, so it can cost you extra by making a mistake, but it can be cheaper if you pay the right professional to do it the first time.
Yeah, a good bookkeeper is invaluable. And I don't do bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is kind of the nitty-gritty details, and I'm big picture. But having someone who puts the right numbers in the right place so I know what to do with them is invaluable for both of us. Your business can't grow if you don't know what you don't know. If you've got wrong information, you don't know how much you're really making. You just have no, garbage in, garbage out. If you're looking at reports that aren't accurate, your lender's got wrong info, you've got wrong info.
Right. Yeah, and I use REI Bookkeepers these days, and I'm pleased with REI Bookkeepers. But going back to the tax question, now, I do my taxes on my computer. I'm a full-time real estate investor. Let's say I do my taxes on my computers. Let's say I pressed the wrong number. I messed up, or my books are wrong, etc. Tell me about some of the downfalls, and tell me, after you do the downfalls, tell me about the pros of hiring a professional tax strategist.
Yeah, so there can be, if you make a small mistake, not a big deal. Everyone does it. The IRS has sort of a small exclusion. They're not going to come after you if you put a 5 instead of an 8 kind of thing. That don't matter. What it comes down to is software is not going to correct you if you're putting in the wrong information. And if you're not a tax pro, you're not going to know you're putting in the wrong information. So, it's going to give you all the bells and whistles. I know on that popular tax software, it uses, little pictures. You enter some information, it gives you, a thumbs up. And it's awesome job, we're almost there, you're almost done. It's, super encouraging. And it might be, total dumpster fire. It could be totally wrong. So that's the problem with the software is it could be wrong for starters, or it could be right. You could get everything in there dead right. But in tax, there's a lot of strategy to it. There's a lot of kind of gray area things we have options on, and that's not going to maximize for you. They're not going to lead you to a way where you get a more advantageous deduction or where your rentals are set up in a better way or kind of look at the big picture. It's just going to say, fill out the form, file the form, done. But your rentals, you depreciate those over 27 years. So what you put in today impacts your taxes for the next 25 years, you know what I mean? So you want that set up in the way to give you the best deductions from the beginning.
Now, what is the pros if I go to a tax strategist? Now, I'm going to say a tax strategist is somebody who actually cares about you, because I've been from social colleagues in the industry. They referred me to different people over the years until Justin told me about you, and I said, all right, I seen you always comment on bigger podcasts and talk to you, etc. And said, okay, she might know real estate. Let's give it a try. Those big firms, this is my experience in the past. So I've been to one of those bigger firms. The head guy from the firm used to work for a world-renowned real estate investor speaker. And from there, he worked for the accountant, the CPA, who wrote books for that world-renowned speaker. And then he broke off and got his own thing. Now, just to give you an idea, the person broke it down to me, said, hey, you ever heard of this CPA? He wrote these books for this world-renowned speaker. It costs $50,000 to be this client of this world-renowned speaker or whatever. So this person used to work for this person, and now he opened up his own tax firm or whatever. So I was in a situation, I really need to do my taxes. And he said, look, just to do your taxes is going to be this price. Right. So I end up going to that big firm. Mm-hmm. Of course, I don't get to talk to the owner because that costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
That guy. So he sends me over to the person who I deal with. It felt like I was just a number. And he just went through my stuff. He didn't ask me no questions, but I'm not a pro at none of this stuff. So I didn't know. He asked me no questions. And then I believe it could have been you when I got to you. You had the correct stuff because he didn't have certain properties on there. Mm-hmm. So things like that. But so excluding the big firms where you're just a number and they don't give a damn about you, what are the pros of dealing with a tax strategist as yourself?
Yeah, so there's a few things, and I'll reiterate what you said. Not only kind of the big firms, you end up just a number. Not all tax people, not all CPAs, EAs are going to be equal.
Okay.
Every firm I worked for, when I worked for big high-end CPA firms, rentals, they looked at as put in the numbers, file it each year, nothing else to it. No questions, no strategy, file it,
no
done.
Questions.
Not a business, just file it.
But when you do my taxes, hey, I need to talk to you. What about that? Yeah, but yeah. I didn't get that from the. Yeah. I was just, and I knew something was wrong. But go ahead.
Yeah, so you want to make sure that you're not just going, my family's used this person forever. They handle our bakery. Well, that's super good. I'm glad they know your cinnamon buns, but real estate's a different category. So you want to ask someone. I would ask them if they invest. Yeah. If they don't think real estate's smart enough for them to do, they're not going to know the nitty-gritty of it. They're all in stocks and they're hands-off. So find someone who also is down with real estate, who knows what you're doing. Otherwise, the first time you talk to them about doing, a sandwich deal or double close, their eyes are they have no idea what you're doing, and they can't do taxes for something that they don't understand what the transaction was. So for starters, find someone who specializes in real estate and who doesn't just say, this is the red flag. If they say, we cater to landlords. If that's the word they use, that means they think it's hands off, you're not doing anything, they're not going to strategize. Right. So find someone who knows what they're doing. The other big thing is real estate's a long-term game, right? Your rentals, we need to look at not just this year and what we're putting on paper. That impacts how you're able to buy next year. When you're trying to get loans, that impacts your gains for the next few years. If you're thinking about selling a property, if you'll have to do a 1031 exchange, so there's I tell people it's like playing chess instead of checkers. You've got to look several moves ahead. So if you're using a software, it's not going to do that for you. You're in compliance. You're filing what you need to for the federal government, but you're not taking advantage of everything you can to really elevate your business and save you the most money. So that's the difference, is it's going to cost you money in the big picture if you're just filing what you need to and not kind of moving around what you're allowed to.
Just to give you an example of basically what she's saying was saving and costing you money. So I have a friend in Charlotte, and he was telling me that he has a large rental portfolio and he has an active building business. And he was telling me he pays about $20,000 a year to do his taxes and to have the quarterly consultations. Now, I was saying how insane that was because I went to go talk to that person and I got quoted a high rate too. And he was saying, nah, man, he actually saves me a lot more than that. So that's when she's saying that, yeah, you might come out cheap on the front end with just the software. However, you're costing yourself more money in taxes. So my friend who pays that large number, he has over 60 rentals. He has over 60 rentals, and his active real estate business is grosses in the 8 figures. So for him, that CPA saves him a lot more than $20,000. So that's what she means with, you might save up front, but it costs you a lot. But you might pay more to a professional, but it's going to save you more in the long run when you do your taxes. And taxes are due regardless of what. And before I let you go, so somebody calls you. Let's say I just have a W-2 job and I do 3 deals or I have 2 rentals. Do you do that person's taxes too?
Yeah, I work with a lot of brand new investors because like I said, from the jump, because for starters, they're going to call that big firm you called and they're going to laugh them out of their office, right? Like they're not going to work with them. Right. But some of my best clients today are people who came to me when they started small. It's important to have that tax person on your team from the beginning, and that's going to help you grow. So I'm happy to work with those people.
Perfect. And do you do all asset classes? When I say that, do you do stocks, mobile homes, storage facilities? Okay. So You're familiar with all that?
Yep. Anything real estate related, I definitely have a client doing it.
Okay. All right. Well, great. So there you have it. You can reach out to her at kolotax.com. You can find her on Bigger Pockets. She's extremely active, and she writes blogs on her Colo Tax so that, questions she gets asked a lot. As far as this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. And until next time, wish you much success in your life and your business.